This is the third and final sailing content poll covering new slay creatures and unique items found in new islands. This is where we get to find out if it's going to be worth training sailing or wanting it in the game. Again, you guys know my opinion. I was originally anti-sailing. I thought it was a bad idea. I then did some sailing and, did the beta tests and stuff that they let us do. And I have become more accepting of sailing. And I think, personally, sailing will become a good addition to Old School RuneScape, but not a needed addition. I don't think it's necessary for Old School RuneScape's health, but I don't think it's going to make the game objectively worse. So I think we'll be fine. Let's go through here. There's a video here we can maybe watch later on, but I'm sure everything will be covered in the blog. And I'll give you guys my opinion. So first off, we've got the griffins. Not the Family Guy griffins, unfortunately. We're looking at birds with wings and legs, which is pretty good. And they're on the Great Conch at 45 sailing with Slayer Masters. That Vanacker and Shadler will give you, and then Slayer Point unlock for Neve and Duradel. So number one, I can already tell that Jagex is not doing a good job here with the Griffins, because I think a 110 to 170 or 100 to 210, that is a big Slayer task. And these need to be like worth killing or burstable. Otherwise, that's not acceptable. I think that is way too many fucking things to kill or for something that's not burstable. They don't look like they're going to be burstable based on how big they are. But Superiors do look sick. What do they drop? They've got the Horn of Plenty and then and Griffin Feathers. So Horn of Plenty is an offhand hunter tool, provides +4 invisible boost to Hunter. I'm not sure where that'll be useful. 1 in 10 chance to double a catch. Loot, not XP. Okay. Consumes a charge every 25 catches. Non-successful. Double catch. Okay. Where the fuck is the +4 hunter boost going to be useful? 1 in 10 double drop from catching chins. Yeah, I mean, that's going to give you... Every 10 black chins, you should have 11, right? Ideally, which is pretty cool. Alright. I don't mind that. Sure. Again, I don't like big Slayer task numbers. I think 60 to 100 or 30 to 80 is perfect for a task that doesn't involve bursting or cannoning. Things like that. Focusing on the wrong thing with the boost. But where... What do you mean? What's a +4 invisible boost? Like, what does that do? I don't know. I don't know. What does a hunter boost do? Doesn't really do much, right? Or does it increase your chance of catching? Maybe. Implings? Does that work with Implings? Maybe if you had jars. The extra catch is going to be huge. Oh yeah, no, I see that shit. I was just like trying to figure out why the invisible hunter boost, what that even does for the skill. That's my bad. Extra catch is going to be huge for irons. Yeah, chins and sunlight and for sure. And it'll help with your rumors too, right? Because I'd imagine that means 2 checks on rumors at the same time, which is good. So that's awesome. I don't care about the lore. It bores the fuck out of me. You meet these fantastical AWST predators through the Tortugan questline. They attack with melee and are particularly weak to magic, especially air spells, of course, because they're flying. Melee will also be a viable way to take them down. They'll have a special mechanic where if a player's total weight is too low, the Griffin will knock them back, dealing unavoidable damage. If their weight is too low. Ooh, okay. They have a few more tricks up their claws as well, and you'll need to think carefully about how to avoid their attacks. I'd imagine moving would work. A boss Griffin. Whoa. We won't spoil any details just yet, but let's just say Tortugans might have a trick or two worth borrowing. Alright. So there's going to be a boss, superior, and a griffin. Dude, the boss looks fucking sick. That'll be the pet too, right? We're looking to make them their very own unlockable slay task, and yes, the superior versions, the tougher version won't go down easily. I like that they're making superiors harder to fight now, because it used to just be the same thing but bigger, right? Griffins and superior variants can be found in single and multi-combat areas. Okay, cool. Cannonable. Alright, I take it back. My apologies, they're cannonable. I'm already gonna get criticized for that, but I found it. That's big. Cool. We appreciate that players might be concerned about sailing's impact on the existing Slayer meta. Carefully balance all the new Slayer tasks included within this blog to ensure that new additions to Slayer feel new and exciting. They won't shake up the current status quo. Alright. In the survey link below, we'll be asking the community how we feel about these tasks. Is this a survey or a fucking poll? Please let us know how you feel about these tasks, weightings and quantities in the survey link. Look, honestly, if you can cannon them or burst them, they can have that quantity easily. I'm happy with that. That's totally fine. 51 Slayer, 60 combat, only relevant to your setting. If your settings filter task by combat, okay, cool. Wings spread. Allows Neve and Durador to assign Griffin tasks. Cool. Easy. So what are the feathers? All Griffin variants will drop Griffin feathers. They're tradable items specifically used to charge new unique item, which is good. That gives it a consistent economy around the Griffins, which is big for just keeping money within the Slayer task and within sailing. So awesome. Very healthy for the economy there. Invisible +4 boost. Yep, the drop chance, we saw that. You can only obtain the Horn of Plenty as a drop from regular Griffins or their superior versions. Right. So they've not said a fucking thing about the boss, which I kind of like, because that makes me go, what the hell is the boss? So, alright, cool. There's a boss coming and we don't know shit. I like it. With the Horn of Plenty, we wanted to explore using an offhand slot for meaningful skilling purposes. Of course, since it's pretty underutilized for skilling in particular, skilling rewards from PVM are also relatively rare. Demonic Digger, where's the spade? We felt it was a great opportunity to bridge the gap. Traditionally, PVM has often acted as a way to bypass skilling by pumping large amounts of resources into the game. This time, I want to flip the idea on its head by using a PVM encounter to create an item that directly enhances a skill. By doing so, we hope to make Griffins feel more of a natural addition to the game. Hunter in particular can sometimes feel like it has the long stretches where new levels don't unlock much value. The Invisible Hunter boost improves your success rate, making these activities a bit more rewarding. Meanwhile, the chance to double your catch provides a nice extra benefit, reinforcing our goal. Yep. Cool. Oh, there's the boss. Right. This is a big boy. Okay, let's have a look here. So, he's going to drop the Horn of Plenty and Feathers and a Gleaming Rapier. A 5-tick attack speed rapier. Can we also acknowledge for a second that I'm really happy that Jagex is now using the words tick speed instead of game cycles. I know it's the same thing. It was just like everyone says ticks, no one said game cycles, so I'm glad they're using ticks now. What does this compare to the Grazi Rapier? This is more accurate, more strength, but slower, so... and a lower attack speed, attack requirement. So the rapier is obviously still better because it's only 13 strength higher. It's only slightly more accurate. Okay. But it gives defensive. I like that. Okay. Stab and slash defense. See, that's what the rapier should have done to begin with. I like that happens. That's pretty traditional with rapiers, right? Compare it to the Fang. I could compare it to the Fang, actually. Yeah, that's probably a more notable because it's 5-tick stab, right? So it's actually more accurate. Oh no, wait, stab and slash are the wrong way around here. Hold on. Oh no, sorry. It's slightly less accurate, similar strength, but has defensive bonuses. But you don't get that extra roll. But okay, cool. So it's like a poor man's Fang. It's supposed to be a stab version of the zombie axe. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Cool. I love the defensive bonuses. That's big. Shellbane Griffin is brand new mid-level Slayer boss. Okay. It can only be fought while on Slayer task at 51 Slayer. The lowest level Slayer boss in the game. Shit. Okay. Can help give players a taste of Slayer bosses and their unique mechanics much earlier. I like that. Fuck. What the hell? What's the lowest level Slayer boss currently? Is it Grotesque Guardians, maybe? Where's the Slayer guide? It's got to be Grotesque Guardians, right? Dust Devils, no. Yeah. Well, Scarus isn't a Slayer boss, it's a boss. Slayer boss is a boss that can only be fought on task through Slayer monsters. Which I think, yeah, it's Guardians, then it goes straight to the Sire. So that's pretty big. Okay, awesome. I fuck with that. Normal Griffin, the Shellbane Griffin is weak to magic, but melee will also be able to defeat it. Primarily attack with melee, but has a range attack it can use. While it shares traits and mechanics with regular Griffins, the Shellbane Griffin brings a few nasty surprises of its own. Its wings are capable of generating immense power, so this battle is sure to be anything but a breeze. Pay very close attention to where you're standing. Of course, yeah, pretty basic shit. Okay, cool. Simple rapier. That's pretty nice. And 65 attack. I'd imagine that's pretty good for... like 65 attack pures or like berserkers and shit like that. What's the Hass like compared to the Zami? What's this like compared to the Zami Hasta? This might be on par with the Zami Hasta in terms of DPS, maybe slightly weaker. Oh no, it might be better actually. If this is equivalent to the Zombie Axe, then it would be better than the Zami Hasta. Yeah, sitting between Dragon Sword and Zami Hasta as a new mid-level stab weapon. I don't know about that. If the Zombie Axe beats the Abyssal Whip, this will surely beat the Zami Hasta, right? Surely. But I'm just using that based on that logic there. So it's mid-game tier 60 Dragon Sword being the only option until you get the Hasta, or the coveted Osmondton's Fang. What about the Abyssal Dagger, no? We expect this to hold a similar spot in the game with the Zombie Axe, yeah, as a tier 65 stab alternative, and you'll be able to get that super fucking easy. Yeah, and you got the Donkers too. True. While it competes with Zami Hasta in pure stab output, we believe the Hasta will still hold its value as a flexible option capable of all 3 styles, which no one's going to use, while still being able to do the Dragon Hunter Lance, which is why the Hasta will always maintain its value. Don't hit any of this so far. This is great. I love this, yeah. The Shellbane Griffin will also have a pet. We're looking to poll the general selling pet. As we're looking to poll the general selling pet, we thought it's worth mentioning here in case you're wondering why a Griffin isn't in the lineup. Of course, okay. So should we add the Griffins? I'm going to vote yes to all these. I think that looks excellent. I've got no problems with the Griffins. Big fan. Now let's look at these. These are called Aquanites. Aquanusies. Alright. Neve and Durido only. 86 Slayer. These are big dogs. And it gives you an Aquanilferot Hopper. Level 60 range offhand, made from the blue guy's tendons. We're going to call them cuttlefish. Alright, let's call them cuttlefish. So it's dog shit for melee, plus 12 range strength, plus 12 range accuracy, plus 1 strength. Effects provides a 10% chance for crossbows to fire twice. Huh? Second bolt is 67% reduced damage and accuracy, and enhanced bolt activation chance. Only one enhanced bolt can activate per attack. So it's a 33% buff on activating a bolt per 10% chance. Okay, that kind of seems broken on paper, but it's probably going to be similar to like the Brimstone Ring, where in like overall the Twisted Buckler is going to be just better as base damage output. But I mean, unless you're doing like super high HP fighting with Ruby Bolts, even in Next this might be pretty good. But Dragon Crossbow, best in slot Olmhead. I don't know if Olmhead has enough health for that sort of stuff. Because like, it depends how big the raid is, right? If he's only got 800 health, it's not worth it. But if you're doing like a mega scale and he's got like 6k health, then it would be. But I'd imagine it depend on how often you're going to need the Ruby Bolts. Like, you wouldn't use this in Vorkarth, right? Because it's only like 4 bolts, then you're done. So you're better off with the Twisted Buckler for the higher max hit, maybe. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Not very often that I am wrong, though. The second hit alone, yeah, but it's 67% reduced damage. So that means you're only getting a third of the damage, a third of the accuracy, and a third of the activation chance, which is already... if you're using normal Ruby Bolts, the activation chance is what? 11% chance of activating PvP, 6% chance of happening PvM. So it's only a 2% chance. 2.2% chance to activate. 10% chance that you're even going to fire the second bolt. So you've got a, 10... I don't know, what is that? That's 10 times 2.2 or some shit. DPS, it is. DPS is DPS, but what if you have a Twisted Buckler that increases your max hit by like 3? So, I think this would be good on high HP. Like, if you're doing a 500 TOA Invocation Zebak level HP, but then you'd be already running shit. And it only activates 1 per attack. So if you activate the Ruby Bolt on the first hit, it won't activate on the second hit. Thinking in theory you can hit like 180 if the second hit hits rubies. No, it only hits one bolt per attack. So if it shoots 2 bolts and the first bolt activates, the second bolt won't. It can't activate. So you're getting a 1 every 10. You have a 10% chance to get an additional 33% chance to activate a spec. I'd say, but it's not bad. But I think that actually is quite balanced. You can hit 80 max normal hit with the first hit. 80? What the fuck? With a crossbow bolt, really? In full Missouri, is that a crossbow? Maybe, I don't know. That seems fucking high. 80 is insane. Oh, on maybe, yeah, actually, because of Dragon Hunter crossbow, yeah. Dragonfire Ward also has more accuracy, big defense bonus, and range strength, yeah. And then you got the buckler too. So I don't know. Okay. It doesn't seem broken. It just seems like my browser's just crashed. Hello? Okay, thanks for that. Cool. They look sick, by the way. So that's the normal, that's the superior. Yeah, alright, cool. So they'll be the very own unlockable Slayer task. They have naturally high stats, but you'll be able to remove their advantages. We'll leave that for you to work out. Okay. They'll also have superior variants, elders, yep, with other unique special mechanics. Won't spoil much, I'm cool with that, thank you. Very good. Increase the number to 150 to 200 for 100 points and add the task to Neven Duradel for 80 points. Alright, cool. Only relevant if you're setting the filter for 80 combat, 86 Slayer, 73 sailing. Okay, and that's for the hopper. Alright. I fuck with it. Excuse me. I fuck with it, but I don't. If the first bolt activates, the second bolt's only going to have 1/3 the damage. Anyway, so I think it's actually quite well balanced. I don't think it's going to be too broken. But I think it will depend on what you're fighting more than anything. So currently the most range offhands have defense, such as shield or modest accuracy. The Aquanite Hopper should add a noticeable increase to your damage output, opening up more options to use crossbows, particularly for mid-game accounts, where the defensive capabilities of the shield aren't required, but it won't replace the Twisted Buckler as the existing best-in-slot range option at the top end. Fair enough. I'll be interested to see how well that goes. It'll be very interesting. Lava, what the fuck are these names, man? Why can't you just say lava worm instead of lava strike? Oh, strike worm. Okay, cool. Lava strike worm. Cool. These look kind of sick. All right, so they drop dragon sheets used in high-level ship upgrades, and they give bones with 60 power XP when buried. Breaks down into 48 blessed bone shards. Very cool. Yep. Okay, so they're just a worms type. Oh, so it's just an alternative to worms. Cool. It looks like that world boss wilderness thing that people were trying to do. Rathmore. So, yep, the lore sounds good. They are relentless. They can attack with mage and range. Some of your magic can weaken them, but other spells may make them stronger. I'd imagine fire makes them stronger and water makes them weaker. Let's use our heads. Even more terrifying is their superior version. The ferocious beast can burrow underground, so you might be prepared to move quickly if you want to survive. Okay, cool. That's good. Happy with that. The bones, 60 prayer XP when buried. Okay, that does absolutely nothing for me. Strike worms can also drop sheets of dragon metal that are used in shipbuilding. Since it is a component used for shipbuilding and not used outside sailing, you won't be looking to pull the dragon sheets individually. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Happy with that. Frost dragons. Cool. Alright. This is on Grimstone. 87 Slayer required, sailing for this. High-end level ship upgrades with dragon sheets as well. With Frostbones giving 100 XP. That's best in slot non-boss bones now, right? Frost dragons. This is the best, yeah, best in slot non-boss bones now. Because Dagonoth and Superior Volkaf are the only two above it, I think. I could be wrong. Or the Org bones. But that's pretty good. If you're an experienced sailor, you may chart the Grimstone, Long Forgotten Island. Don't care about the lore. That looks pretty dope. I do like it. Frost dragons can be fought outside of Slayer tasks, but you can also get them as the Slayer task. Frost dragons won't need to be unlocked by Slayer points. They are low-weighted tasks, low quantities, added to high-level Slayer masters. They attack with melee and dragon fire. They'll be weaker to stab, heavy range, and fire spells, of course. The breath is icy rather than fire, much like the King Black Dragon. Ice breath attack. Like the new NPCs described above, they will be found in a single-way combat area and cannons won't work on them. Can we have some sort of, like, ice breath prevention then? Because I'm sick of getting fucking frozen with nothing I can do about it. And you need a frost breath. Yeah, something like, some way to manage it, please. Frost dragons, they drop this, putting them between lava. Oh, lava dragon and hydro bones. I forgot hydro bones existed. Makes sense. Okay. Lava strike worms. Frost dragons can also drop sheet metal. Perfect. Alright, cool. I'm happy with that. Sailing pet. Well, option B is immediately out. We're not having fucking option B. Not having option D either. No. Option B and D are already in the game. That's the fucking hunter rimmer pet. That's the fucking fishing pet. Like, it's that similar. Turtle's pretty cool. Option A might be the best so far. I don't know. But I like the boat on the crab. I'll be real. I do like E. E's pretty good. Fucking turtle all day. Yeah, but like, if you don't have the turtle here, you can get the turtle from a pretty sick turtle boss. Otherwise, you're going to have multiple turtle pets again. E will look ugly. Yes, so does the Duke pet. So what's your problem? I'll take C if he's big. He needs to be a big boy. Like, I need a Yama-sized pet there. You know? That'd be sick. I want Yama-sized pet C, if anything. Shit. I don't mind A2. I think A, C, or E. Not B and D. That's the main thing. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Depends how big they're going to be. 202 crab pet. Yeah, like a big fucking boy, you know? Which option do you prefer? Yeah, shit. I like the turtle, but like, yeah. Oh, shit. Why not transmog? Let us have them all. What's wrong with transmogging? Unlock it by doing different things in sailing. That'd be sick. Turtle is the base one. Alright, we've got the jumbo squid. This is a misc. That's all pet shit. Yeah, okay. So, this is our final sailing poll until launch day. Ooh, how exciting. With that in mind, we've added extra section to this blog for the misc topics or misc poll questions. Jumbo squid. Our last blog, we polled a series of new fish introduced with sailing, which have integration into both cooking and herb oil. We included information about jumbo squids, but forgot to add the question, should we add it to the game? Alright. Skill total worlds. Skill total worlds are special members only worlds. We know about this. Right now we have this, 2200. Highest tier. Alright. So, it's especially exclusive, usually only accessible to players with max or near max accounts. However, when sailing is added to the game, this will bring the max total to 2376. So this naturally raises the question, what happens to skill total worlds? Who gives a fuck? Raise the requirement of 2200 to 2250. I mean, it should have been 2250 from the get-go, really. Option 2 is to keep all skill worlds currently are and simply add a tier above, such as 2350. I mean, the autism in me just says go to 2250. Like, it should have been that from day one, but who gives a fuck? Does anyone actually care? These worlds are laggier than others anyway. Sure. Bank space, we know as new content arises, more resources flood into the game. Keeping the bank organized can almost feel like a part-time job. To help with that, we're delighted to confirm plans to increase the amount of bank storage available. 100 extra spaces for all members at no cost. Plus 10 spaces per bank space unlocked, raising the maximum unlockable slots from 360 to 450. That's big. So the maximum bank space will grow by 190 spaces in total. This change should give you plenty of breathing room for any treasures. Yes, I'll take that, sir. Thank you. Should we increase the bank space upon the launch of sailing as described in the blog? Vote yes to sailing, boys, for more bank space. Mandalion of the Deep. During the sailing adventures, you'll have the chance to uncover hidden secrets. One such discovery is the it's medallion. Untradeable next slot item that functions as specialized diving equipment, letting you explore underwater without the need for additional gear. The Medallion of the Deep will not work in oxygen areas with a strict oxygen limit for balancing reasons. Okay. We want to preserve the excitement and mystery of this award for launch, so we won't be detailing that. Someone will figure that shit out in like a week. We wanted the Medallion of the Deep to feel like a true reward for adventurers who enjoy exploration. Obtaining it will encourage players to seek out hidden content and embrace discovery throughout their journey to 99. Cool. That's big. Anti-bleed tonic. We introduced the polled anti-bleed tonic. Player feedback. We've renamed this to the hemorrhage dressing. Okay. Following discussions with the team, we'd like to alter the process of creating it slightly. So it's going to be an elkhorn to a vial to create unfinished elkhorn potion. Mix it with squid paste to make the hemorrhage poutine. And then combine with a cotton yarn to make a dressing. Alright, that's very cute. Very cool. Really happy with that, dude. Awesome. Max Cape clarification. So, we explained that players will lose the ability to use Max Cape when sailing launches. This was not met with a generally positive response from the community, but we didn't provide specifics on how exactly this would work, which brought up questions about whether players would have to repurchase their cape. And by this, they mean the Infernal Cape, because they won't be able to use their Infernal Max Cape So I gotta go buy another Infernal Cape. Would like to clarify something. When selling launches, you will still own your max cape. However, you won't be able to equip it until you've re-maxed. If you're wearing it when you next log in, it'll be unequipped automatically, similar to how the quest cape works when you no longer meet the requirements. Yes, you will have to. That makes perfect fucking sense. If you own a cosmetic variant of the cape, you will be able to dismantle it. Ah, damn it. Doing so will return both the max cape and the item that's combined with to your inventory. You will not be able to recombine them or use a max cape until you've reached 99 sailing. Perfect. Okay, fine. We hope this approach clears up any confusion. If you've got a problem, suck a dick. Stress test, we didn't really care about that, but absolute chaos, perfect for testing, stressful for both the servers and us. That's good. What did they learn? Boat movement is very performant. Network code was acceptably performant with some room for improvement. Both players and boat scripts were acceptably performant. Memory wasn't a concern, staying well within normal ranges. So it sounds like everything went good there. So what this means for launch day and what's next. The important takeaway is the stress test went successfully as we could have hoped. We didn't achieve a lag-free test. The results of the data we got means we are confident that sailing on launch shouldn't experience too many lag issues. We've now done the test, so we'll be able to directly target some of the biggest pain points. It's unlikely that every single player in the world will be in boats at the same time. You'll be spread all across Ghana rather than clustered in one spot, at least after about 3 or 4 hours. Optimizing how the visibility system handles crowded areas, that's what they want to start testing on launch. And tightening up the performance of the boat and the player scripts, that's cool, awesome. Really happy to hear that. Sailing load test has given us confidence that we are on course for a smooth launch. Your feedback highlighted areas where we can further improve experience. We're deeply grateful for that. Many of you have also been asking whether we're still aiming for an autumn release. We're happy to confirm that development is on track and we'll be announcing a release date soon. When the fuck is autumn in the UK? When is that? Fuck, that's now. September, October, November. We could have this in a month. We could have this before Halloween. That's cool. Know where they released before the new bingo thing? I think you're right. What is that called? OSRS Gridmaster? I reckon Gridmaster is... I reckon it comes out after Gridmaster. It's got to. 15th of October until the 12th of November. Oh yeah, I reckon it's got to come out in November then. There's no way they released that mid-Gridmaster. Yeah, okay, so I'd say... I'm calling it. I'm going to call it 2 months from now on the 19th of November. I'm going to call it. Write it down. Deadman Winter. Who gives a fuck about Deadman mode, dude? November is winter? No, it's not. Autumn in the UK is September to November. December. What do you mean November's winter? Are you fucking... Are you dropped on your head or something? December, January, February is 1. And then it's March, April, May, June, July, August, and then September, October, November. Come on, man. December, last month of the year, is the start of summer. Or winter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Did you go to fucking school, mate? 100% we're getting this in November, probably 19th. Maybe the last week of Gridmaster. Maybe. That's fucking awesome. I like that blog. That was a really good blog, honestly. Regardless about selling, I mean, this is all positive shit coming to the game. Super happy with it. Fuck. All of a sudden, I'm actually pretty keen for selling.
This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.